everybody. My name's Laura and I work for the Town of Windsor Museums. We're here today at the Windsor History Museum. Even though we're closed to the public right now, we're going to give you a special inside look at some of our buildings. Come on in. We are inside Windsor's 1885 one-room schoolhouse. Now, if we look around, it might look a little bit different than the school that you go to every day, but we're going to try and find some things that are the same. So the first thing that I found is the American flag. And I know most of you say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag every day in school. But since schools aren't in right now, why don't we take a moment to say it together? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next thing I found are all of these desks. And all of us sit in desks when we're in school every day. Let's have a seat. Oh, this one's a little small. Let's see if I can, well, it's not the most comfortable fit. Maybe we should try a different one. Uh-oh. That's much better. Why do you think this school has so many different sized desks? It's actually because one-room schoolhouses were for all students of all ages. And so the little desks in the front were for first graders, and these bigger desks in the back were for the 8th graders. The last thing I found that I bet you might recognize is this little pail right here. Now it looks a little different from yours, but this is actually a lunchbox. Boys and girls would carry their lunches to school just like you do, and they would carry them in lunch pails like this. This lunch pail and all of the other objects we found in the schoolhouse are called artifacts. Have you heard the word artifact before? An artifact is anything that was made by people and that tells us something about the people that made and used them. They don't have to be old, but here in the museum, a lot of our artifacts are old. But you can also find artifacts in your house, so we're going to play a little game. I have this lunch pail here, which is our artifact from the schoolhouse, but I bet you have an artifact in your house just like it that you can find. So I'm going to give you 20 seconds to run and find a lunchbox artifact in your house. I'm sitting here at the teacher's desk in the schoolhouse. And I bet your teacher has a desk a lot like this one, and you have your own desks as well. Here at this desk, we see a lot of different things, including this feather. But this is more than just a feather. This is actually a quill pen. Teachers would dip the quill into ink and then use that to write on paper. Now, it takes a lot of practice to write with a quill pen. It might not take as much practice to use a crayon or a pencil or a marker. So why don't you go around your house and see if you can find an artifact similar to this quill pen, but maybe one that's not so messy. The last artifact that I found is this book right here. This is a real old school book that's close to 100 years old. Inside this book, I can actually see the names of students who have used it in the past. So we would call this a personal artifact. A personal artifact can be an artifact that relates to us, something that we love, something that's important to us, and something that says a lot about us. Can you take some time to find a personal artifact that represents you? Today we looked around this schoolhouse and found 3 artifacts from over 100 years ago. Hopefully you were able to find artifacts in your house too. If you did, take a picture and share them in the comments of this video.